Uh, the part of the brain that is the judgment part, the critical thinking part, the planning and organization part, the connecting the dots part is what we call the prefrontal cortex.
Right.
And it's right here behind the forehead. It's a very large area of the outer part called the cortex. And from my view, I call it the smart part of the brain.
Okay.
Because, you know, it thinks things through and makes decisions, gets you in trouble or not, you know, and solves problems. Good judgment, that's where it is, right there in the prefrontal cortex. Well, they thought that was, and you know, little 3 and 4 year olds are asking questions.
Why?
So their prefrontal cortex is developing.
Yes.
But what happens is that at puberty, the process begins again.
Okay.
It's called a second blossoming.
Okay.
And what happens in any area of development is that there is a blossoming of connector fibers. We're talking hundreds and maybe thousands on each cell. Poof. So it's amazing. And of course, this is way more connectors than you'll ever need to be functional and effective in the world. And so the process is, you've got this blossoming and they're not connected to anything. They're just ready to be connected. Okay. And then you do stuff. And the more you do it, the more it forms into circuits. It begins to wire for that doing, those skills, those behaviors.
Okay.
So we've known for thousands of years that if you want to be able to be a good archer, you have to shoot a lot of arrows.
Yes.
There's no other way. Okay. If you want to be brave, you've got to get in there and be brave a lot. And then it becomes the way you are. And so what has to happen in the smart part of the brain is you have to do all these things that the prefrontal cortex is capable of doing, and you do it a lot during adolescence. Wow. Because the package of capabilities that's possible is for adult life. Whereas the 3-year-old, he just needed prefrontal cortex skills for getting around the house. Okay.
Right. Yes.
And going to school and things like that. And it in other words, not to be an independent adult. But the second wave